Everyone, a few people in the Mazda community has asked me to show my installation of the Innovate MTX-D ethanol content and fuel temperature gauge. This is for a Mazdaspeed 6, but obviously this can be used on any type of vehicle, and some of these instructions can go across all them. First, some disclaimers. First of all, this is my first real YouTube video. I do not know how to edit, so excuse me for the choppiness and or lack of sound quality. Second one is Innovate is not a sponsor, but I do like their products. I also have a Mustang that makes about 550 to the rear wheels, and I've used their wide bands on that, and I'll probably stick one of these gauges on it. And I also have F100 that I'm doing a Crown Vic swap that I'll probably end up putting on also. Disclaimer, I guess, is that what I show you, I'm not responsible if you do it wrong and there's any fires. But that's also why I wanted to do this video. Is I believe in doing things as safely as possible, and I just wanted to show you guys what I think will help minimize any issues, especially since we're using or doing something with the fuel line. So basically, it comes with the gauge, a couple bevels to change, silver, black. It also has a temperature gauge. It also comes with a cable that you can hook up to your computer, and you can actually change, where the fuel temperature lights light up and stuff. I did not do that. I'm pretty happy. I kind of know now. A few people on the forums say you don't need it, use the ethanol tester, which I think is a good idea. I never use that. I get the gas. I'm lucky. E85's at a gas station literally a block away from where I work. I pretty much always fix it. I kind of do an E30 mixture. Basically, when I know my car, I've had my Mazda for 8 years. Basically, I know when a gauge gets to a certain point, I believe it's a 16-gallon tank, I get down to where it's about 12. I put 4 gallons of E85 in and 8 gallons of 93, and I self-tune, and it was about, so I thought I was doing pretty good. I got the gauge because, well, one, I'm pretty much fully bolted, which I can do another video on that. And I thought, I like gauges, so I thought, what the hell? I think I had a discount on something, and I ordered it, and I figured it'd just make it easier. One, to see how close my gas, the 2-to-1 deal worked, which I was pretty much right on. But, sometimes you screw up, and I'm just like, so now if I have screwed up, I can see where I'm at, and I can go and add a gallon of regular or E85, to get it closer. These cars are pretty forgiving with a few percentage points. So enough blabbering. I'll show you guys what I did. So basically, first is the sensor. It's a GM sensor. I pulled some stuff away here to show. So basically, it's the fuel line. Let me get my light over here. It connects there on. So here's the high pressure fuel pump, and it's that there. And then the gauge, actually, I have it kind of laying there, and it goes back, and there's where it goes. You see the blue clip there. So basically what you do is you push those clips open, you pull that hose off. It's the kind that is plastic, something similar to this one. I carefully, with the razor blade, cut the plastic stock fuel line off this fitting and the one at the far end and pulled them off. So then I use push lock style high pressure fuel hose. I use push lock fittings on my Mustang and on the F100, so I had some laying around. I'm sure any kind of fuel line that, as long as it's high pressure and rated well, would work. So the thing with the GM sensor is that the barbs, they're not barbs. The fittings are just straight, flat, smooth, with a decent amount of surface contact area. But I don't know. I like things to have a little bit of a flare. So what I did was I took a piece of wood and I took a punch and I set the sensor straight up on the piece of wood, and I stuck my punch in here in the end of one end and slightly tapped it so there was just a tiny bit of a flare, and I flipped it around and did it. Is there a possibility of damaging the sensor? Yes, disclaimer. So then it just gave that little extra for the hose to go around. So then I used these type of fittings, and I actually did 2 on each end. I'm sorry, I wish it was better. The brand that's in my area is called Shark Bite. And so basically, I believe it was the 3/8 size. I'm sorry, I did this about 1.5 years ago. And then I actually have a pair of these laying around, and I was able to crimp them really nice and tight. They do make tools for those fittings. And so yeah, so basically I have one here, and I did 2 on the sensor. Now there is a ledge there that the hose goes up against, and there. So basically, now I did it a couple times because at first I kind of had the hose long. You know, you're afraid to cut the hose short and then be screwed, and I just had a little bit laying around. And so I did have to keep shortening it. And so I'm pretty happy with the way now. So it runs from here down there. And so the thing is, yeah, I kept an eye on it for a while. Because, you know, it's fuel. It's literally kind of going over the front side of the turbo, but close enough to exhaust that, you know, you gotta be wary. So basically, the sensor has a plug in here, and I ran the wire around, and I don't know if I can get it. Yeah, it's gonna be upside down. Like I said, I apologize for not. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show that. Basically, right above to the fire, or I mean, the firewall, there's a harness that goes through, and I drilled a hole. So if you're facing the front of the car, like I am now, battery, that I drilled a hole, put a grommet, and I have a boost gauge in there. And I ran it and the wire together. So basically we'll go to the interior and show you the fuses. Oh, excuse me. Here's the actual gauge. I picked up these from one of the guys on Facebook Marketplace. The insert here and one of those, and it came with the boost gauge. So I just went ahead and installed them together. So down here in the fuse box is where I'm going to show you for the wiring. So okay, so basically I picked up a couple of these. I don't know if they're called Tapa fuses or what, but basically you know, you put the fuse in here and then it there. So basically, if you look at it straight on, here's, you know, the rest stop, and there's a row of 3. I put it in the bottom of the first set of 4, and then there's another one for my other gauge at the top of the second row of 4. So yeah, you just wire those in, obviously a ground, and a few other, yeah, you just obviously the instructions to show the rest of that. All right, like I said, sorry about the shaky video. I don't know how to edit yet. And if you have any other questions, just ask. Thank you.